The galaxy was quiet, but not for long. Far beyond the star systems humans knew, a massive alien empire moved like a shadow across space. Their ships were enormous, shining with strange lights, and they conquered planet after planet without effort. Entire civilizations fell before them, surrendering without a fight. They were perfect, unstoppable, and they knew it. On the bridge of one of the Empire's command ships, the aliens watched star maps flicker. Their leader, tall and cold, scanned the readings. "All sectors report complete control," he said, his voice echoing. "No one dares resist us. Soon, every star in this quadrant will belong to our empire." Around him, officers nodded. They had never known fear. Yet, somewhere far from their eyes, a small blip appeared on their sensors. It was tiny, almost invisible among the vastness of space. The officers squinted at the readings. "Sir," one said cautiously, "there is something unusual approaching. A human ship." The leader laughed, a sound that chilled the air. "A human? One ship? Do you think it can challenge us?" The officers hesitated. They had heard of humans, of course. Primitive beings, fragile and weak. Nothing more than insects in the galaxy. One ship could never harm them. But curiosity stirred. The alien fleet shifted slightly, focusing on the small blip. It moved with a strange precision, unlike anything the Empire had seen before. It did not flee. It did not hide. It advanced. Thousands of light-years away, the human ship cut through space. It was small, faster than anything the aliens had built, and seemingly ordinary. But inside, the crew worked like a single mind, every movement planned, every action deliberate. Captain Yarrick stood at the front, eyes fixed on the holographic display. He knew the risks. He knew that if the Empire detected them fully, his ship could be destroyed in moments. Yet, he smiled. "Hold course," he said calmly. "They think we are nothing. Let them. We will make them remember humans." The ship glided closer to a small alien outpost, unnoticed. Sensors on the outpost flickered and beeped, signaling a strange energy reading. Alien technicians stared at the screens. "What is this?" one whispered. They had never seen a human ship behave like this. It was almost intelligent. Meanwhile, on the human ship, engineers adjusted the cloaking system. Lights danced across panels as they activated devices the aliens would never understand. "Ready, Captain," said one officer. "Once we move, they won't even know what hit them." Yarrick nodded. He could feel the tension in his crew, but also their excitement. They were humans, yes, fragile in body, but clever beyond belief. This small ship carried the hopes of millions on Earth, and maybe, just maybe, it could make a difference. The first strike was quiet, sudden. The human ship fired a precise shot, disrupting the outpost's main systems. Alarms blared. Alien soldiers rushed to control panels, but nothing worked. Their screens showed chaos, and panic began to creep into their disciplined ranks. "What is this?" a commander shouted. "One ship? How can one ship do this?" The human vessel moved like a shadow, unseen and untouchable. Every attack was calculated. Every maneuver precise. The aliens tried to respond with missiles, energy beams, and automated drones. Nothing hit. Nothing slowed the human ship. Back on the Empire's command ship, the leader's smile faded. His voice was sharper now. "Send the fleet. Destroy it." "Yes, sir," an officer said, fingers flying over controls. "But, sir, it may not be enough. It is small, but strangely clever. Our weapons, they seem almost useless." The leader paused, his eyes narrowing. For the first time, he felt a prickle of doubt. Humans were supposed to be weak, inconsequential. Yet this one ship had dared to challenge their empire, had dared to make them think. That thought alone was dangerous. The human ship, unaware of the full fury it had awakened, continued its path. Captain Yarrick looked at the holographic map, plotting the next move. "They don't know fear yet," he said quietly. We will teach them. The alien empire, vast and unstoppable for centuries, had never encountered a threat like this. One tiny human warship, moving with purpose and cunning, was enough to make them pause. They could crush planets, annihilate fleets, but they had not faced intelligence like this before. The idea unsettled them. In the silence of space, the human ship accelerated. Stars blurred past its windows. Crew members exchanged glances, tension and excitement mixed in their eyes. They knew the road ahead was dangerous, but they also knew one thing. No matter how vast the empire, no matter how strong, humans could never be counted out. And somewhere in the heart of the alien empire, leaders whispered among themselves, wondering how a single human ship could change everything. The galaxy, once so orderly and under their control, was about to be shaken. A shadow had entered their perfect universe, small but unyielding. And it had a human heart. The alien empire did not take the human threat lightly anymore. The reports from the outpost had shaken them. One small ship, a single human vessel, had destroyed a fully armed facility without losing a single crew member. Officers whispered nervously, while the leaders' cold eyes burned with curiosity and anger. Meanwhile, Captain Jarek's ship moved silently through the dark void between stars. Sensors flickered with alien signals, but the human ship was faster, smarter, and prepared. They are watching us, Jarek said, scanning the data. But they don't understand what they are dealing with yet. The crew worked quietly, each action precise. Humans had long relied on ingenuity over brute force, and every device on the ship reflected that. Small, clever systems allowed them to hack alien signals, cloak their position, and even mislead enemy sensors. It was a game of minds, and humans were always thinking 2 steps ahead. On the alien fleet, commanders convened in a glass chamber that overlooked the stars. Ships moved in formation, hundreds of them, all waiting for the order to strike. We must destroy it before it inspires others, one said, voice low and tense. The leader nodded. He could feel it now, fear. Not of death, but of the unknown. Back on the human ship, Jarek studied the alien formations. They think size and numbers will win, he said softly. We'll show them intelligence matters more than bulk. He plotted a new course, a path through an asteroid belt the aliens would not expect. The human ship slipped between massive rocks, invisible to the alien fleet sensors. Suddenly, it fired a precise energy pulse at a small scouting ship. The pulse disabled the alien vessel instantly. The fleet did not know what had happened. One small ship, moving fast and unseen, was now actively striking them. Panic spread across the alien bridge. Officers shouted, pointing at holographic screens. It cannot be. How can one human do this? The leader remained calm on the outside, but inside, unease grew. Humans were supposed to be weak, fragile, predictable. This was none of that. On the human ship, crew members exchanged glances, adrenaline pumping. They're getting angry, said one officer. That is good, Jarek replied. Anger makes them reckless. And we can use that. The humans had no intention of destroying the entire fleet. Their goal was intelligence and survival, to show that humans could fight back where others failed. Every move was calculated, every strike precise. They were small, but dangerous. The alien empire responded with a fleet of drones, faster than the human ship, but even the drones fell into traps. The human ship disappeared among asteroids, reappearing only to disable more enemy vessels. Confusion spread in the fleet. Chaos was spreading like wildfire. Back on the command ship, the alien leader spoke quietly to himself. What are humans hiding? What makes one ship able to defy all of us? The officers could not answer. They had fought thousands of enemies, but never intelligence like this. Jarek stood at the helm, eyes steady. We are making them see us, he said. We are proving humans are not weak. One ship, one crew, can change everything. Remember this moment. Remember it well. The alien fleet tried to surround the human ship, but every maneuver failed. It was as if the humans knew exactly what the aliens would do before they did it. Alien officers whispered rumors of strange technology, and even stranger human tactics. Their confidence was cracking. As the human ship disappeared again into the asteroid field, alarms blared across the alien bridge. "Captain," one officer said, voice trembling. They are impossible. One human ship has defeated so many of our drones. How can this be?" The leader finally spoke, voice cold and sharp. "Prepare the fleet. Destroy it. Spare no vessel. We will not allow a human to defy us again." Yarrick smiled faintly as he watched the alien signals. "Let them come," he said. "The more they try, the more mistakes they will make. They think size matters. We will show them brains matter more." Somewhere across the Empire, whispers spread. Stories of one small human ship defeating a large fleet traveled faster than any official report. The legend of this ship, and its clever crew, began before they even realized it. The human ship was small, but in the minds of the alien empire, it became a shadow, a ghost, a threat that could not be ignored. One ship, one crew, could not conquer planets, but it could change the way the empire saw humans forever. And Captain Yarrick knew that the next move would be dangerous. He also knew that humans had survived impossible odds before. One ship, one brave crew, could inspire millions. The galaxy was vast. The empire was strong. But now, humans had entered the game. And they were not playing by the old rules. The alien fleet surged forward, hundreds of massive ships moving as one. They had been humiliated by a single human vessel, and now they would make sure the humans paid. On the command bridge of the flagship, officers shouted orders, their panic thinly hidden beneath strict protocols. "Surround it. Fire everything. Leave no escape," the leader commanded, his voice cold but tense. Far ahead, Captain Yarrick watched the fleet on his holographic display. The human ship was small, but its speed and intelligence gave it an advantage the aliens could not understand. Yarrick's fingers danced over the control panel, activating the ship's cloaking system. "Prepare for their assault," he said calmly. "They will try to crush us, but they will fail. As always." The first wave of alien drones arrived like a storm. Each was heavily armed, faster than anything humans had before, yet they moved in predictable formations. Yarrick's ship slipped through the gaps, invisible and untouchable. Energy beams flashed past, slicing through empty space where the human ship had been seconds before. One of the crew, young and eager, pointed to the screens. "Captain, their sensors are trying to track us. They are focusing on our last position." Yarrick smiled faintly. "Good. Let them think they have us." He pressed a button, and the ship sent out holographic decoys. Dozens of human-shaped silhouettes appeared, each moving independently, confusing the alien sensors. Drones fired at the illusions, wasting energy and giving the real ship room to strike. The human vessel fired precise energy pulses at several drones, disabling them instantly. Each strike was calculated, no shot wasted. The aliens had never faced anything like this before. A small, intelligent ship that did not flee, that fought with purpose. Panic spread through the fleet as they realized their overwhelming numbers were not enough. On the flagship, the leader's eyes narrowed. "They are learning, adapting," he said quietly, almost to himself. "This is no ordinary human. One ship should not be able to do this." Yarrick's ship continued weaving through the alien formation, using asteroids and debris as cover. The human crew worked in perfect synchronization. Every movement, every attack, was designed to confuse and frustrate the enemy. Humans had always relied on clever tactics and unpredictability. Today, it was their greatest weapon. The aliens, frustrated and angry, began to make mistakes. Their formations broke apart. Ships collided, drones fired too early, and energy beams hit empty space. Each error gave the human ship new opportunities. Yarrick seized the chance, striking critical systems and retreating before the enemy could respond. An officer on the flagship shouted, "Sir, they are too clever. How can one ship defeat so many of ours? The leader did not answer immediately. He studied the data, his mind racing. For the first time, he considered the impossible, that intelligence could beat sheer strength. Back on the human ship, the crew cheered quietly as another wave of drones exploded in space. "We are making them pay for every world they thought they owned," Yarrick said softly. "We are showing them humans are not weak. They will remember us." Suddenly, a massive alien warship appeared directly ahead. It was larger than any human had ever seen, bristling with weapons. The fleet's leader had decided to intervene personally. "This ends now," Yarrick muttered, gripping the control panel. The human ship dropped into a nearby asteroid field, disappearing from the larger vessel's sensors. The alien warship fired blindly, energy beams tearing through rocks and debris. The humans waited, then struck from an unexpected angle, hitting the warship's shields and engines. Sparks and fire erupted across the alien ship, and it faltered in its attack. The battle continued for hours, the human ship dancing through the chaos, striking and retreating, always one step ahead. The alien fleet, massive and confident just days before, began to doubt itself. One ship, small and fragile, was causing losses they had never imagined. Finally, as the first light of a distant sun touched the asteroid field, Yarrick looked at his crew. "We have survived today. But this is only the beginning. The Empire will send more. They will adapt. And we must be ready." The human ship slipped away, leaving confusion and fear behind. The aliens would regroup, repair, and hunt them relentlessly. But they had learned something vital: humans were not easy prey. They were clever, unpredictable, and brave. And somewhere, deep within the alien empire, the leader stared at the empty space where the human ship had been, thinking, "One ship. One human. And already, we feel threatened. What will happen when there are more like them?" The small human vessel continued through the stars, invisible, unstoppable, and full of purpose. The galaxy had never seen humans fight like this. And it would never be the same again. The alien fleet had learned quickly. They no longer underestimated the human ship. Deep within a dense asteroid field, the Empire set a trap, a formation of massive warships hidden among the rocks, waiting silently. Their leader's voice was calm, but his eyes burned with determination. "This human will not escape. Surround the field. Leave no gaps." Captain Jarek's ship approached the asteroid belt, sensors scanning carefully. The crew felt a tense excitement. They had faced the fleet before, but this felt different. "Something is wrong," said one officer, pointing to fluctuating readings on the scanner. "The density of asteroids, their patterns, it feels too perfect." Jarek's lips pressed together. "Prepare for an ambush. Keep shields ready. Cloak systems on maximum. They think they can predict us. Let's prove them wrong." The ship moved deeper into the field. Rocks shifted like sentinels, massive and unyielding. Suddenly, alien warships erupted from hiding, surrounding the human vessel. Energy beams lit up the asteroid field, missiles streaking through the void. The trap was complete. Escape seemed impossible. "Hold steady," Yarrick shouted. "Use the rocks. Break their line. Fire only when we have the advantage." The human ship darted through the field, weaving between massive boulders. Drones fired blindly, hitting asteroids and missing entirely. Every move the humans made was calculated. One wrong step could destroy them, but they moved like shadows, unpredictable and fast. An officer monitored the alien communications. "Captain, they are coordinating. Multiple ships are locking onto us." "Good," Yarrick said quietly. "Coordination makes them predictable. That is our advantage. Wait for it." In a sudden maneuver, the human ship launched decoy drones in multiple directions. The aliens, overwhelmed by false targets, fired recklessly. Beams struck harmless rocks. Missiles exploded in empty space. Confusion spread through the alien ranks. The humans had turned the trap into a battlefield of their own design. The captain targeted the largest warship, the one commanding the ambush. A precise shot disabled its shields and critical engines. Sparks and fire erupted from the vessel. Smaller ships scrambled to assist, but the human crew struck again, disabling drones and creating chaos. "Captain, we can't keep this up forever," an officer warned. "They have too many ships." Yarrick nodded. "We don't need to destroy them all. Just survive, confuse them, and show them humans are not easy prey. That is enough for now." The alien fleet, frustrated and furious, tried new tactics, but the humans anticipated them. Every strike from the enemy was met with cunning evasions, using the asteroids as cover, and counterattacks that seemed impossible for a single ship. Deep in the flagship, the alien leader slammed a clawed hand on the console. "How can one ship outsmart us? How can humans be so clever?" Officers did not answer. Even the most disciplined among them felt a growing fear. Humans were small, fragile, and yet they were a puzzle the Empire could not solve. Meanwhile, Jarek's ship maneuvered toward a narrow tunnel between two massive asteroids. It was risky. One miscalculation could crush them instantly. But the captain trusted his crew. "Steady, steady, now." The ship shot through the opening at impossible speed. The alien fleet tried to follow but got stuck, colliding with rocks and each other in their rush. The human vessel emerged from the other side, intact and unscathed. Crew members cheered quietly, relief mixed with excitement. "We did it," said an officer, still panting. "We survived the trap." Yarrick looked at the stars ahead. This was only the first ambush. They will not give up. They will send more, bigger, stronger fleets. But now they know humans are not easy to defeat. One ship, one crew, can make them hesitate. That hesitation can save worlds. Back in the alien empire, the leader studied the reports, his eyes narrowing. "A single human ship. It has survived our perfect trap. This is no ordinary species. Prepare the next fleet. We will not fail again." The human ship slipped into the darkness, invisible to sensors, leaving behind a fleet in chaos. For the humans, it was another victory, but they knew the Empire would not stop. They had survived the ambush, but the war was only beginning. And somewhere in the vast Empire, a warning began to spread. One human ship was small, yes. But it had brains, courage, and determination. And now, every commander knew, humans were dangerous in ways they had never imagined. The galaxy was changing. One human ship had proven it. The alien empire was furious. One small human ship had humiliated them, destroying drones, evading ambushes, and surviving traps that should have killed it. The leader paced on the bridge of the flagship, his long shadow stretching across the room. "Enough," he said. "Prepare the main fleet. Every ship we have. We will crush this human once and for all." Across space, the human ship glided through the darkness. Captain Yarrick studied the stars, sensing the growing storm ahead. "They will come," he said quietly. "A full fleet, stronger than anything we've faced. But we are ready." His crew tightened their grips on controls, each officer calm but alert. The alien fleet appeared like a black wave on the sensors, hundreds of massive ships converging. Energy pulses and missiles lit up the void. The humans could see the numbers. Overwhelming, impossible. But Yarrick did not flinch. "Brains over brawn," he said. "Remember, we are small, but clever. That is our greatest weapon." The first wave of attacks came swiftly. Alien warships fired volleys of energy beams, missiles streaking toward the human ship. Jarek's vessel darted through the chaos, weaving between asteroids and debris. Every maneuver was precise, every shot calculated. Humans had never relied on size, they relied on intelligence and unpredictability. An officer gasped as a massive alien ship loomed ahead. "Captain! Shields at 70%. They are closing in." Jarek's eyes were calm. "Good. Let them close in. That will make them reckless. Prepare countermeasures." The crew launched decoys, false signals, and hacking pulses. Alien ships fired blindly at illusions, wasting energy and leaving openings. The human vessel struck with perfect timing. Energy pulses disabled engines on 2 massive warships. Drones exploded, debris scattering in the void. Confusion spread through the alien fleet. They were powerful, but they were not clever. Every predictable move was exploited. On the flagship, the leader slammed his clawed hand on the console. How can one ship defy us again? How can humans be so clever? Officers did not answer. Fear was creeping in. The Empire had faced thousands of enemies, but never one like this. One small ship, but it moved with intelligence, with purpose. Jarek's ship disappeared into an asteroid belt. Alien beams followed, cutting rocks and causing massive explosions. The human crew darted through the field, using rocks as cover. Then, in a sudden strike, the vessel attacked the largest enemy ship, crippling its shields and disabling its weapons. Sparks and fire erupted from the alien vessel, slowing its advance. "Captain, the main fleet is adapting," an officer warned. "They are coordinating better." "Good," Yarek replied calmly. "Coordination makes them predictable. Let's show them humans are unpredictable." The ship launched hacking pulses at their communication networks, spreading confusion across the fleet. Missiles were fired at empty space. Ships collided, energy beams struck rocks, and chaos ruled. Every move was calculated, yet the humans seemed to fight instinctively. They were small, yes, but their brains and courage made them dangerous. For the first time, the alien commanders realized numbers alone were not enough. Intelligence, cunning, and boldness mattered, and humans had it in abundance. The battle raged across the asteroid field for hours. The human ship struck, retreated, and struck again. The alien fleet, massive and confident just days ago, was losing. Ships were destroyed, drones disabled, and confusion spread among commanders. Finally, as the first light of a distant sun touched the asteroid belt, the human ship emerged, unscathed but triumphant. The fleet had failed to destroy it. The Empire's power was vast, but this small human vessel had shown them a weakness they could not ignore. Yarek looked at his crew, pride in his eyes. "We survived. And we made them see us. They know humans are dangerous now. One ship is enough to change the way they think. That is our victory." In the heart of the alien empire, the leader stared at the reports, jaw tight. "A single human ship has resisted our full power. Prepare the next wave. We will not fail. But we must understand them first." Fear had entered his thoughts. Humans were fragile, yes, but clever. And cleverness could destroy empires. The galaxy had changed. One small human vessel had proven that courage and intelligence could stand against power and size. And somewhere, hidden in the stars, Captain Jarek's ship prepared for the next challenge. One human had stood against an empire, and the legend was just beginning. The human ship glided silently toward the heart of the alien empire. The galaxy was vast, but Captain Yarek knew exactly where he was going. Their mission was dangerous, impossible, even, but humans had never been ones to back down from danger. "Prepare the systems," he said. "We are going where no human has gone before." The crew worked in perfect synchronization, activating cloaking devices, sensors, and weapons. Every move was calculated. Every pulse of energy, every soundless engine hum, was part of a plan. They would enter the main alien station, strike a decisive blow, and escape before the Empire could react. Deep in the flagship of the alien Empire, officers noticed irregular readings. "Sir, something is approaching. Stealth readings, unusual energy signals." The leader's eyes narrowed. "A human ship. Here. Impossible. Prepare defenses." His voice was sharp, but there was unease beneath it. Humans were clever, unpredictable. One ship had already embarrassed their fleet multiple times. Now it dared to enter the heart of the Empire. The human ship moved through a labyrinth of defenses, using asteroid debris and cloaking technology. Its small size allowed it to slip past energy barriers and automated turrets. Crew members worked quickly, their hearts pounding but their hands steady. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and they would be destroyed instantly. "Captain, we've reached the main station," an officer whispered, awe in his voice. "All systems vulnerable. This is our chance." Yarek nodded. "Engage the hacking protocols. We are not here to die, we are here to show humans are not weak." The ship unleashed a flurry of energy pulses, infiltrating alien networks, disabling shields, and causing chaos in the station. Alarms blared as alien officers scrambled to respond. Drones and defense systems faltered under the sudden, precise attacks. Humans had turned the station's own defenses against it. On the flagship, the alien leader slammed his hand on the console. "How can one ship, one human, penetrate our strongest station?" Panic began to spread among the officers. For the first time, the Empire's confidence faltered. Humans were supposed to be weak and predictable. But now, intelligence, boldness, and cunning had proven stronger than raw power. The human ship struck swiftly, targeting key systems. Energy beams and pulsed attacks disabled the main power grids. Lights flickered, communication lines went silent, and the station fell into chaos. Crew members cheered quietly, adrenaline surging. One ship, yes, but it had disrupted an entire empire's heart. "Prepare for extraction," Yarek said calmly. "We have made our mark. Now we leave before they recover." The human vessel slipped back into the darkness of space, undetected by the larger fleet. Behind them, the station burned, systems offline, alarms still blaring. Humans had struck fear into the Empire's core, and the Empire now knew that one human could change the balance of power. In the Empire's command center, the leader stared at the reports, jaw tight, eyes cold but calculating. "One ship," he said quietly, almost to himself. "One human. And yet they have shown us weakness in our defenses. Prepare for the next confrontation. Study them. Understand them. They are dangerous." Captain Yarek looked out at the stars, knowing this was only the beginning. The Empire would retaliate, send larger fleets, and try to crush humans completely. But humans were clever. Humans were unpredictable. One ship, one brave crew, could inspire millions, and the galaxy was full of humans. For the first time, the alien empire understood that sheer power was not enough. Intelligence, creativity, and courage could topple their control. And humans had all three in abundance. The legend of the human ship spread through the galaxy. Planets whispered stories of bravery and skill. Worlds that had surrendered without resistance began to imagine hope. One human, one small crew, had proven that even the mightiest empire could be challenged. Captain Yarek turned to his crew. "We have done something no one thought possible," he said. "We survived, we fought, and we showed them humans are not weak. The galaxy will never forget this day." And somewhere in the Empire, officers began to whisper in fear. The humans were coming, and one ship had already shown the galaxy how dangerous they could be. The galaxy was watching, though it did not know it yet. Word of one small human ship spreading through the stars like a shadow, a story whispered across countless planets. The Empire, vast and powerful, had felt fear for the first time in its long history. They had sent fleets, traps, and their most advanced warships, but one human vessel had survived them all. Captain Jarek's ship moved through the void, its small frame seeming fragile against the black expanse. But it carried more than technology. It carried courage, intelligence, and the determination of a species that refused to bow. The crew worked silently, efficiently, their focus sharp as ever. They had faced impossible odds before, but today, the stakes were higher than ever. On the alien flagship, the Empire's leader was pacing, eyes narrowed. "They are bold," he said, voice low and tense. "One ship has humiliated us repeatedly. They are clever, unpredictable. Prepare the fleet. This time, we will not fail." The human vessel approached a cluster of strategically placed alien warships, positioned to block all escape routes. The Empire's greatest minds had planned it carefully. This was to be the end of the human ship. Hundreds of ships, all bristling with weapons, formed a wall across the stars. Jarek's eyes scanned the formation. "They think size matters," he said softly. "We will show them intelligence matters more." He activated every system, every tool at their disposal. Cloaks, decoys, hacking pulses, and energy weapons. Everything would be needed to survive and strike back. The battle began. Alien warships fired in unison, beams of energy lighting up space. Missiles streaked toward the small human vessel, faster than ever before. But the ship moved like a shadow, slipping between attacks, using rocks and debris as cover, striking with deadly precision whenever an opening appeared. "Captain, they are coordinating better than before," an officer shouted. "Good," Yarek replied calmly. "Coordination makes them predictable. Watch and act." The crew unleashed decoy drones and hacked communication networks, spreading confusion throughout the fleet. Beams and missiles collided, energy blasts struck empty space, and alien ships collided in their rush to stop the humans. One by one, Yarek targeted the largest warships. Pulses of energy disabled shields, engines, and weapons. Explosions tore through the void, metal and fire drifting among the stars. The human ship was tiny in comparison, but it struck with intelligence, precision, and courage. The alien leader slammed his hand on the console. "Impossible! How can one human ship destroy our best fleet?" Officers whispered nervously, realizing that sheer power alone could not win wars. Humans had brains, boldness, and daring, a combination that no empire had ever faced. Amid the chaos, Jarek's ship slipped past the remaining defenses, heading straight for the center of the formation. The crew focused, each strike calculated. Energy pulses disabled the command ship's shields, and the humans struck the final blow to the fleet's cohesion. Ships faltered, drones exploded, and panic spread like wildfire. Finally, the human ship emerged from the battle unscathed. Behind them, the Empire's once perfect fleet was in disarray. Ships drifted, destroyed, or disabled. Commanders scrambled, trying to understand how one small human ship could accomplish what their greatest fleets could not. Yarek looked at his crew, pride in his eyes. "We did it," he said quietly. "One ship, one crew, and we have changed the way the galaxy will see humans. We survived. We fought. And we proved that even the smallest can stand against the greatest." The Empire would rebuild, send more fleets, and plan revenge. But one thing had changed forever. Across the stars, whispers of bravery, cunning, and courage spread. Humans were no longer weak. One ship had shown the galaxy that a single human could challenge empires, defy odds, and inspire hope. The crew watched the stars ahead. The universe was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable. But they had survived. They had won battles thought impossible. And the legend of the human ship would grow, inspiring countless others across the galaxy. Somewhere in the Empire, commanders whispered in fear. One human ship had endured against impossible odds. And they knew, deep down, that it was only the beginning. Captain Yarek stood at the helm, gazing into the stars. "This is our beginning," he said. "One ship, one species, endless possibilities. Let them come. We are ready." The human ship disappeared into the darkness, small but unstoppable, leaving a galaxy forever changed. One ship had stood against an empire, and the legend had only begun.